And we're back with another episode of the Really Straight Podcast. Speaking of feet, do you know who Dan Schneider is?
Oh yeah, that's the dude at Nickelodeon.
The dude,
the foot fetish.
The foot fetish.
The pedophile guy.
Yeah. I was reading an excerpt from Jeanette McCurdy's book, who was Sam on iCarly.
Yeah.
She was bad as fuck back in the day. I used to have such a crush on her.
Okay.
When I was also not 18, I know what you're thinking. But yeah, apparently this guy would like write in foot scenes.
Yeah, if you go back and watch like a lot of the shit that he directed, there's a lot of like random feet scenes.
Well, the logo used to be a foot. The Nickelodeon logo was a foot, an orange fucking foot.
Oh, I ain't never thought about that. Now that you say that, I'm not even quite sure when he came to be in the Nickelodeon world, but
I think he was early.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
I think he's one of the OGs.
Snippet that I saw about the whole accusations, they said he had been putting some of the best shows together for the last 20 years. So I would assume that he probably was there for probably like the early 2000s, Nick, to where it was the foot logo, and that makes a lot of sense though. Now that you go and really just think about it, like, dude really had a foot fetish.
Yeah.
So
this Quentin Tarantino has one too, apparently.
I actually do remember that movie that they made about the fucking Charles Manson murders.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Man, that's one of his best movies. That movie's so fucking good.
When she they go into that one house, the bitch, she's like barefoot, moving her feet and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, a lot of just weird, creepy white dudes living out their fantasies through.
I don't get the foot thing. I don't get the foot thing.
There's so many more appealing parts on a female's body.
Yeah.
Like, and not even to be vulgar, like a vagina is pretty cool to me.
Yeah, vaginas are definitely nice. Yeah, vaginas are definitely nice, except those trans pussies we were looking at last time we did the pod. Those weren't great.
That was...
Those weren't great.
I'm mad I looked at that.
But no, I don't like. I don't watch porn anymore. Which was, apparently it lowers your testosterone.
How did they figure that?
Some study I don't understand. They could be lying to me, but I did notice, like, because I stopped probably a few months ago. And I've always used my imagination a lot anyway. I was always like, porn was just kind of like sometimes I did it, sometimes I didn't. But I never had like a real addiction to porn. But I did notice it, like I heard that, and I don't know if it was placebo effect or what. But I like learned that, and I looked a little bit into it, and then I started watching porn one day, and I was in a great mood, and I was just like, I'm gonna beat my fucking meat.
And then feel so disgusted afterwards.
No, I never do. I never do.
Sometimes I feel disgusted.
I'm never ashamed of myself when I beat off.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of porn now these days, it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, that's why I fuck with Tiana Trump, just because she doesn't have a BBL.
She's a fucking lot.
I mean, yeah, she has her body count. I don't give a fuck. I would add to it, but
put a little closer to your mouth.
No,
yeah.
But it's just like, I feel like most porn is just like the standard big booty BBL bitches, and that shit doesn't even look good half the time. To me, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's I definitely don't like the BBL shit. The BBL is a huge turnoff for me.
It's like,
but all right, there we go. Yeah, the BBL shit's a huge turnoff for me, but Tiana Trump's just fucking... It's not even like the fact that she fucks a lot, it's just the way she fucks. And I like kinky shit, but I'm like, god damn, like, it's weird watching her. It's weird watching her. But I don't get ashamed, but I did notice, like, I went to jack off one day after I'd recently learned all this shit about how jacking off's bad for you. And I opened the porn, and, like, as soon as I, like, settled back, I was like, I just started feeling like shit. And it wasn't like, I felt like shit for, like, about nothing. I felt like a physiological change in my body.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what it was either.
You probably knew God was watching you.
Maybe, but God's watched me plenty of times. I like to think He enjoys it. But
No comment.
yeah, I never had that like fucking. One time I had a court date, and I was
jacked off before your court date because you were stressing.
Well, and I was horny. But so I had a 2001, I believe, Ford Explorer Sport. So it was the 2-door.
You jacked off in the car, Drew?
Yeah, and then like the fucking, I parked in a neighborhood, and I was like living in my car at the time.
You know, you could have got registered as like a pedophile if somebody would have caught you.
I covered the windows.
I'm just letting you know.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it was a risky beat.
Yeah.
I beat off in a Target restroom once.
No morals.
I was sharing a room with my buddy, so I never had any privacy, and I was like, I really need to fucking rip this nut off real quick. And I went into a Target restroom, and had to do what I had to do, man. I was backed up.
Pressure burst pipes,
bro. If I didn't beat my fucking meat, I could end up like Vince McMahon. Just exercising.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is. I used to like Vince. I ain't gonna say I don't like Vince McMahon. I'm just gonna say
I'm not either.
It's just like I'm gonna wait and see if all these allegations are true. But if they are true, Vince, my guy, I always know that you could be kind of a cold-hearted bastard, but I didn't know you were just.
I mean, if they are true, which it kind of seems like they are.
My thing is, bro, specifically, I was just watching, and I forget her name. I think her name was Gloria. It was she was like one of the first, I think, if the first female referee that they had, and this was like around the time that Cyndi Lauper was coming around and doing like little, shows and whatever the fuck you want to call it. I couldn't think of the word. She was just popping up in the WWE.
Yeah, they just put on some Jake Paul shit
type
or something.
Shit, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess like he had offered like he basically like made her a deal like we'll give you $500,000 type shit. But the way she got this deal, she had to perform oral sex on him, and I guess like you saw, she wasn't with it. So I guess from what she said, he ended up raping her. Like I guess the oil wasn't. He realized that wasn't like,
gonna do it for him.
He wasn't gonna do it for him, so he kind of just grabbed her and did it himself.
Was that in the back of his limo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that one. The lady that filed the lawsuit against him.
Yeah.
I got the quote right here. So the suit said McMahon once locked her in an office, and along with another WWE executive, they took turns sexually assaulting her per the Wall Street Journal. Another time, she said McMahon shit on her head during a threesome.
That's out of pocket.
No.
But it's like, bro, I kind of believe some of this shit just because, like, back in the day, you would hear, like, I guess, like, Vince McMahon's best friend, Pat Patterson, or one of, like, his... Because everybody knows, like, Vince McMahon's guys is, like, Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Those are, like, his little minions.
Yeah.
Like. So I guess Pat Patterson's openly gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, like, the little ring boys they would have, he was, like, fondling them and shit.
Yeah.
Like, supposedly he ended up, like... I ain't gonna say Pat Patterson, but I guess like when Roddy Piper was coming up through the ranks, they would like molest him or some shit like type shit. Like, just
well, that shit has existed in Hollywood forever.
I mean, yeah,
So,
but
like, makes sense that in another entertainment
but when you
industry,
but when you think about it, like WWE's always been like their own entity. Like, you can't, like, of course there's politics with everything that you do, but
yeah,
like,
I mean they mingle with a lot of network execs. And
yeah,
shit.
so it's like, but like Vince McMahon's like, because I watched a documentary on him. He didn't meet his daddy till he was 12.
Yeah, and he was sexually assaulted by his mother.
Yeah, so he has some type, or I think it was like either his mother or like her husband at the time, or
Yeah,
some
like
shit like
his
that.
stepdad or some
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
but just imagine like you didn't know your father, and then when you meet him, you realize he's one of the biggest promoters in the fucking
Yeah.
industry type shit. But I knew the guy was gonna be a fucking force to be reckoned with when I seen in the bio that back then it was about the territory. So like
Yeah.
each promoter had their own little territory, and Vince was just like, "Fuck that shit! I'm finna poach talent, and I'm finna just buy territory." So he came and just really took over everything. So
And he damn near lost everything a few times.
yeah, one of the biggest scandals they had was that fucking steroid scandal, and that had everybody looking like. But I ain't gonna lie, fucking professional wrestling is basically just like.
It's like bodybuilding with fucking.
But I'm like, these guys have probably some of the worst drug habits you probably could fucking. These guys are doing shit that you don't even know. Like, I guess like on the plane ride from hell, if you know about it, if you haven't heard about it, go look it up. They fucking like H-bombed this dude named fucking I know his name, bro. What's his name? He has the ponytail, bro. I took a picture with him. Oh, I fucked up. Oh yeah, his name is Michael. You want to switch it? His name is Michael Hayes. He was one of the Freeburgs back in the day, but I guess they like fucking drugged him and chopped off his ponytail and type of shit. And Ric Flair supposedly fucking sexually harassed a fucking flight attendant by showing her his dick. Now, this should tell you something. When everybody knows that Ric Flair is working with a monster, that should tell you the type of environment that these guys are in. I guess everybody in the fucking locker room has seen Ric Flair's dick at least once.
Yeah,
So,
what
that tells you the type of creepy shit going on in the fucking
what's an H-bomb? Is that heroin?
Bro, no, so they're really into like monster relaxers and shit like that. It was like something they put in somebody's drink. It's like a horse tranquilizer. I think that's exactly what it is. It's like a horse tranquilizer. You know,
So,
these
like-
guys aren't taking you got the Scott Halls who take like the Vicodin and the Percocets
yeah.
and then they mix it with alcohol. But these guys can get their hands on just about any fucking prescription drug. Like Kurt Angle nickname is Perk Angle.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
That's funny as fuck.
That's fucking great.
65 biking in a fucking day.
I was watching. It might have been that same documentary that you were watching recently after we were talking about this shit on the last pod, and there was this doctor that would like be
Fagorian or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
he would be at the end of the tunnel after every match and just ask the guys what they needed.
Sounds like Santa Claus.
Yeah, sounds like a cool dude, honestly. But what would you do? What would you do if you were having a threesome? You can be running a train on a bitch. You can be fucking
Somebody shit on my head.
and somebody just not even on your head, bro. Somebody just shit on somebody's head.
I first would be like, you had no regard for anybody else in this room because now we have to smell that shit. And what type of okay, yeah, bro, I like sex, but it's like I like sex because I like how coochie feels. I like pleasing women, like I like that. But when you're into that type of shit to have to degrade and like put people in weird type of situations, that shit gets weird. Like all the I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like if y'all like dealing with that shit, that's cool. You know, some people are into bondage, some people like getting peed on, that freaky shit. If that's what you're into, cool. But make sure that's put out before
Agreed upon.
Yeah, make sure that's agreed upon. Don't just take a shit on a bitch's head. She probably felt so fucking degraded. And Vince McMahon's such a I fuck with you, Vinny, but then I just can't bro. You fucking just shit bro. I know you squatted over it, like bro. You probably did some suspect ass shit and even get into a position to poop on this bitch's head. Vinny. I've watched you tell motherfuckers to kiss your ass on national TV, bro. So I can already just kind of picture what the type of shit you do.
A shit fetish is next level, bro. It's like I dated a couple girls who liked it rough. So, take the belt off and hit them with it. They wanted you to bruise them up a little bit, which is I like fucking bitches hard, but once you get to that level, it's kind of sketchy. But I do it, to a certain extent.
I don't.
I had one girl who wanted me to literally punch her in the face, and I was like, "No, that's not going to happen."
I'll choke you a little bit.
Not gonna, yeah.
Might smack that ass a little bit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to some punching the shit, nah. Especially with this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hitting no white bitches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. And I had another girl who was like, she wanted to be choked until she passed out, and I was like, I don't know the mechanics of choking well enough.
I'm not a professional choker.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, bitch.
For real, that sounds extremely risky on my end.
You probably she played that game. You remember that game when they would play with kids when you would like bend over and you would breathe really hard and somebody would come and press on your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you played that as a kid, you were a dumbass.
But bro, I would do that to a woman who I did not trust at all before I ever shit on somebody's head. You know what I'm saying?
That's just down bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no bodily fluids besides like cum should be on another bitch's body.
It can't even be like, because it can't be it's just got to be the degrading thing. It can't be like a sexual like shit is hot.
I feel like Vince McMahon just always has to do this. Like, I don't know him personally. Of course I don't. But it just seems like he just always has to flaunt his fucking power. Even, like, in a bedroom type shit. But it's like, you're doing this shit with your homies type shit. It's probably not the first bitch you shitted on type shit.
Yeah, for real. For real.
So it's like, bro, what type of... That's just fucked up.
That was another thing they were saying in this book this article that I was reading about porn. They were saying like in people who really get addicted to porn, it leads to some crazy fetishes.
I believe it, bro.
Because there's like every time you watch it, you get less and less dopamine for it because your brain fucking adjusts to it, and eventually, like, apparently that's how some guys get started in pedophilia.
I don't even get. I mean, I understand, bro. Maybe you're like 70, 60, 50, and you want to try to see if you could pull like a 20, 30-year-old, but make sure look, if you're 55, bro, make sure that girl's at least 25, bro. I'll let you slide at 23, bro. But fucking with little girls, bro, that shit is no good. I understand, you getting older and want to still prove you can, get some,
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, bro. And even that has its limits. But that pedophile shit, when you're like 50, 40 fucking with like a 13-year-old, bro, you need your ass severely whooped, bro.
Yeah. I was watching this doc about child porn, and it was like, there was this guy who got addicted to porn, and he had no like predisposition to pedophilia as far as everyone knows. He wasn't interested in it at first, but apparently, in like no exaggeration, this guy would watch porn all day, every day. All he did was watch porn.
True Life had like an episode. You remember True Life back in the day?
Yeah.
Like a VH, or I think it was either VH1 or MTV.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one episode was like True Life, I'm addicted to porn. And it was like this dude, he fucking looked like a broke ass version of Paul Wall. Like, he was this black guy, but you could tell he wanted to be. I mean, he was this white guy, but you could tell he wanted to be black on some shit. But he had like a real fucking weird porn addiction. Like, he was always going to strip clubs, and then you had like this weird white dude. He was just like, yeah. He told the camera, he was like, I can't control my urges. He was like, I just sat there and viewed some porn and masturbated. And I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. Like,
yeah,
he was just really weird with the shit, bro. Like, really weird with the shit.
Well, this guy that I was watching, he eventually got caught for child porn, and they put him in some kind of like rehab type of thing, and eventually they let him out with like supervision, so he didn't have access to the internet or anything, but he found a way. He had like, because a lot of these guys are like tech nerds, and they have a whole community that knows how to
get you a VPN and get it cracking.
Yeah, a lot of these guys know how to get around shit like that. And so the guy who was making the documentary just like knocked on his door one day, and like when he knocked on his door, the guy was watching child pornography. And then he was in like a halfway house type of thing. He got called down to the guy that ran the halfway house, and they had like a conversation with him in this fucking room. And the whole, like, you could tell like the guy's like nervous system was fucked up from it. He couldn't complete a sentence. He couldn't like look people in the eye.
Was he autistic?
He wasn't. I mean, they didn't say anything about him being autistic. He wasn't like monotone. He was like, something was like wrong with him though. And maybe like, I don't know if he'd always been like that, but the way they presented it in the documentary was that he had some sort of like brain rot from the shit that he was doing. It wasn't like
Porn to rot your brains, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't like fucking, it was some crazy child porn. I forget what it was exactly, but it was like, it wasn't just like naked pictures of kids or kids getting fucked. It was like some crazy shit being done to kids. Even like if it were being done to an adult, you'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, bro. I don't condone none of that shit. If
that's
fuck with kids, you deserve the death penalty.
That's a crazy fucking road to go down, man. That's a crazy fucking road to go down. I still watch To Catch a Predator a lot. That's one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah, bro, those guys are just weird, man. And then they all have the same type of script. You know, they text a girl, a lot of them show them, like, send them dick pics. And
yeah,
I was actually watching one particular episode, and the guy was mad that he got caught, but he was mad because he didn't get to touch the girl. He was like, just let me touch her one time before I go type shit. I'm like, yeah, throw him up under the prison, bro. There was one
where the decoy answered the door. Or so she was like on the other side of the room. She just yelled, come in. And the guy walks in and just immediately like charges towards her. And then Chris Hansen has to step in and be like, yo, like, no. It's crazy. They found in one guy's car, they found zip ties and rope and duct tape. And
yeah, you think this guy's gonna come and show you a good time? He's gonna show you a good time, all right. It's gonna be the last thing you fucking see.
Yeah,
like, I know that shit was crazy. He just walked in the house and rushed the bitch. I mean, I don't mean to call her a bitch, but just rushed the girl. Mm-hmm. Like, they're probably like, bro, what's the fuck? Like, what was he really planning to do to this girl, bro? If he really just came in here and just rushed her like that, like,
oh, they're like, that's the thing, bro. Like, this happens, like, it's happening right now, and we don't like hear about it a lot. But like, kids get kidnapped all the time, first of all. But there are kids that are locked in a fucking shed right now, like butt ass naked, freezing cold, beat to all hell.
That are sex slaves.
Yeah, like a lot of them, just in the St. Louis area, bro. There's a few of them at least.
Yeah, I've been watching the VOTP news. There's a couple missing kids out here right now.
VOTP news, sounds familiar.
It's like a little not a Facebook. I be seeing on like Instagram. They just post like the shit that's happening like in St. Louis, the city and type of shit. All the little crazy news that's going on and shit.
You remember that fucking car accident where it was like a viral car accident. Some guy was going like 120 on a residential road and they flew into a brick house.
Oh no, I ain't seen that one.
Man, that was I watched that one. Rewatched that one recently and fucking.
That shit sounds like it's brutal.
Yeah, it happened in St. Louis.
A lot of shit happens in St. Louis, bro.
Yeah, it's a
lot of shit.
It's weird. It's weird how like much more dangerous this city is compared to a lot in America, and like I never feel threatened in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But there's crazy shit going on here all the time.
There's a lot of just crazy shit going on. It's like, bro, being in St. Louis is like being in a GTA server, bro. Like, you never know what the fuck you're going to see, bro. And that's the thing. It's not always violence. The violence definitely can occur at any given moment. Like, shots can ring out at any given moment. But then you'll fuck around and literally see a dude running ass naked down the street.
Yeah, car on fire.
You'll literally see like a car on fire, a hobo fighting.
I probably see 2-3 cars on fire a year.
Yeah, you fucking see a hobo fighting his imaginary friend about the drugs they were supposed to get that they never got, that the hobo's imaginary friend stole from them. So now they're yelling at them. Like, you'll see all type of crazy shit.
You remember that lady who called you the N-word and you threw a fucking cup at her?
My lawyer said I can't talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, hypothetical situation that didn't happen.
Hypothetically, the bitch she had it coming.
Yeah, she had it coming. But hypothetically, if that were a real situation, I thought of this scenario that may have hypothetically occurred in my mind that didn't actually occur in real life, where she walked into the Jimmy John's that I was working at. and she was mumbling. You know, she's
hypothetically that bitch will always fucking mumble.
Yeah, hypothetically, she's a mumbler.
Yeah, allegedly.
And hypothetically, what happened next was she threw a drink at one of the employees who was sitting in the booth waiting on his sandwich that he got at the end of his shift.
She's always throwing some shit.
Yeah.
Mumbling and shit.
Hypothetically. So, you know, that's just a little creative story that we came up with for a nice full circle ending.
Yeah.
I went viral. You see that?
I seen that, yeah.
Yeah, I went viral. It
on TikTok using big words and shit.
Nah, yeah. No, I didn't go viral on TikTok. I went viral on Instagram.
I seen you go viral on TikTok. You got like a couple thousand views on one of those things.
Yeah, I run ads on my TikTok videos though.
What you going viral on Instagram for?
It was a video where you know those like red pill podcasts, the guys who like invite OnlyFans models on and then fucking
degrade them and get on their ass.
Yeah, degrade them and get on their ass. I just reviewed a clip from one of that.
Oh, you talking about the girl when they made her wear the thing with her?
Yeah, the nip slip.
Yeah.
And it's got, but it went like viral. It's got 632,000 views.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, but then fucking none of my other videos are getting like, I got like 400 followers from it. It's crazy how that shit works because nothing ever
thought your life was going to change?
Well, I thought I would at least get, go up to like 500 views, fucking maybe get like 50, 60 likes on every post. I thought there'd be some consistency for it, but
the internet's a dirty game.
Internet's a dirty game because I don't really want to make content like that.
You gotta be on the content. It's all with the fucking like the algorithm, bro. It's some weird shit, bro. Instagram hasn't been the same since it came out, bro.
Yeah, well, the way they do it on TikTok, and I think they're doing this with Instagram too now, is they'll send your video to a pool of 200 people, and then judge by. And TikTok's crazy. They like watch your eye movement in your front-facing camera, and all that goes back to the Chinese Communist Party allegedly. But they watch your eye movement and your micro expressions to tell how interested you are in something. And then they take all this data and put it into an algorithm. And then like whatever videos perform the best, they keep showing to people. So like, it doesn't even matter how many followers you have anymore.
That shit's weird.
Yeah. You just got to consistently make viral content. But like the shit that I made was polarizing. There are people in the comments, guys in the comments. One guy commented, he was like, "You're an overweight simp who's just doing this for pity pussy." And I'm like, overweight? Like, it's weird.
Just saying shit.
Yeah, just saying shit. But so I had
you hit a nerve.
I had to, yeah, for sure. There was a lot of men who you could tell their problems with women came from the fact that they were just like weird
pieces of shit.
Yeah, pieces of shit, weird, fucking didn't take care of themselves to any degree, and a lot of dudes with ugly ass girlfriends in that bitch fucking going crazy. A lot of ugly girls too in the comments. They were like,
I bet.
Yeah.
It's always the ugly bitch.
So I hired an Indian dude on Fiverr to go through my comments and pick out ones for me to respond to so that I don't have to read them.
Why Indian?
Because he was the cheapest.
I was gonna say it probably would. I don't know, bro. Indian. I ain't gonna say that. All right, next topic.
Yeah, $20 a month, and like really, it's just that one video. So I'm not getting comments on. So I'm basically just donating this fucking Indian dude $20 a month. Let's see. Next topic. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I tuned in. I thought the fucking San Francisco was gonna pull out some cool shit just because everybody kind of knew that the fucking Chiefs were gonna win. So I thought, I don't know, bro. You know, everybody keeps saying the NFL is rigged. So I was just like, shit. I was trying to just outthink it. Maybe I overthought it. I was like, well, if the NFL doesn't want to seem rigged, they're gonna make the San Francisco 49ers win, but maybe they just fucking got outplayed. I don't know, bro.
I think the majority of the country wanted San Francisco to win. I definitely did. I wanted San Francisco to win.
But the thing is, I said either San Francisco.
Fucking animal. It was I don't like seeing, unless it's the Bears, I don't like seeing the same team win every year. It gets annoying.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's not like I watch football, but it's not like I'm just like this diehard fan, so I couldn't really care. But I kind of do regret not putting any money on the fucking Chiefs because it's like
They were underdogs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were dogs.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some people definitely came up off that.
That's crazy.
Because, I mean, the 49ers had a much better team.
But I mean, shit. They might have, but it's just like, bro, you knew the Chiefs were going to fucking win, bro.
Well, it's like every time you see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, you just like it's almost a given. He always pulls something out of his ass last minute, and like literally almost, I think there was like one Super Bowl where he dominated, and the rest of them came down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was a shit after that fucking shit with Atlanta that one year.
Yeah,
they were losing at halftime, and
28-3.
He just came back and just started doing shit.
Yeah,
like,
just started
bro.
dueling,
what
man.
the fuck, bro? Like,
and a lot of that boils down to like the other team making mistakes. Like San Francisco made a lot of mistakes, didn't call timeouts when they should have, a lot of bad penalties, and like the thing about they didn't know how overtime worked because the overtime rules changed, and nobody on the 49ers fucking knew the rules, so they elected to receive the ball. And in overtime, you want to kick
the first person that scores, right?
No, it used to be.
Well, is it like you score, but then they still give the team a chance to score after them?
Yeah. So if you score a touchdown and the other team scores a touchdown, the game keeps going. If you
stop them, you win type shit.
Yeah, but if you stop them, you win. And if you score a field goal and the other team scores a field or a touchdown, then they win. So you want to go
basically just go for it.
Yeah, well you want to go second because if you hold them to a field goal, then you know you can kick a field goal.
Right.
But what the 49ers did was they went first, and on their first drive they kicked a field goal. So now the Chiefs can
have to score.
Yeah, they just have to score. So I mean, there's a lot of that, but like the Tom Brady's and the Patrick Mahomes and like those teams, the Andy Reids and the Bill Belichick's are like mad disciplined. They knew the fucking overtime rules.
Yeah.
And they like draw up scenarios for that shit specifically.
Just for that. Yeah. But shit, that's what comes with fucking coaching a dynasty. You have to be prepared.
Yeah.
You can't never get to the Super Bowl without having it's like you damn near just gotta practice being in the Super Bowl, if that means you have to put your team through situations like it's a certain amount of time on the clock and we have to score in this amount of time.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta train or put that shit in them but shit. I guess the better team won for real. Like
run those scenarios. Do you think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are actually dating?
He's probably tapping that ass.
He's probably tapping that at least. I saw.
It looks good, bro.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I'm not gonna say, because I don't know their relationship personally, but I would be dumb not to think some of this shit is not just for the media. Because I ain't gonna lie, it's like the Super Bowl is like football. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, back to the football. Then we're showing Patrick Mahomes. Okay, that's Travis Kelce. Oh, look at Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And then it's like she's fucking at the Super Bowl with Ice Spice and shit. It's just the most random combination of people I've never... Like, I would never even think Ice Spice and Taylor Swift fucking knew each other.
I think they're on tour together.
I feel like Ice Spice teaches Taylor Swift how to shake her ass. Like,
Taylor Swift ain't got no ass to shake.
Literally like I feel like she tells Ice Spice like she's jealous of her because she has a fat ass, bro. Ice Spice does have a fat ass, bro.
Oh, dude, Ice Spice is so
like Ice Spice, bro. If you see this, bro, I'm a munch.
Yeah, no kidding, man. She's fucking. She's one of the hotter women of all time.
Yeah, Ice Spice is that.
Yeah, she's fucking.
She's literally hot and cold and spicy.
Music's. Yeah,
like she's. I ain't gonna lie. They say she raps in captions.
She does.
Which is kind of like real shit. Like every girl has made an Ice Spice lyric her caption, but she literally raps in captions. Like that's kind of hard though.
That's smart though. Drake kind of
raps in captions too. Like, but
that's a smart thing to do for real.
But it's like, how the fuck do you just know what to say to like?
Yeah,
it's like rapping is rapping, but it's just like you just know what the. I don't know, bro. I don't even feel like Ice Spice even thinks of it. She just like. You know how like a lot of female rappers just talk that shit to where it would be a girl's caption.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it too. It's just the fact that she's saying it that makes it a caption.
But the thing about artists is like Sexy Red and Ice Spice. I was just telling my homie that like I would never discredit, their artistic ability because they got to where they got to, you feel me? But it's just like when they drop albums, bro, they only can drop so many albums in a certain amount of time. Like you're not gonna get 5 Ice Spice fucking albums, bro.
Yeah.
Ice Spice might drop one album and just be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
By the time like Ice Spice fucking career, like, I don't know how far she's gonna be popping. She's doing good right now for the simple fact that she's not, she's getting brand deals, all type of other shit.
Mhm.
But album wise, bro, Ice Spice is probably only gonna drop maybe an album.
Unless she mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
like that's why I was like, man, you might get one good album out of Sexy Red and Ice Spice type shit. But I just I just don't see them just going on a run and just dropping albums. Like, but that's the same. Like, I'm definitely all for them. Like, go ahead and make that one album, make that the best album y'all could definitely do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make y'all money over it. But I'm pretty sure they know that though. The substance of the music is not something to where. I mean, maybe I'm wrong though.
Sex is always gonna sell.
Sexy is always gonna sell.
Sex is always gonna sell.
The thing is though, I feel like the thing Sexy Red has for like her advantage is that she's next to some of the biggest people in the fucking industry, to where it's like you're gonna motherfuckers probably gonna fuck with Sexy Red when she drop her album. I'm not saying she's gonna drop an album anytime soon. Maybe she won't ever drop an album, but when she does fucking drop her album. But I feel like if she did drop an album though, she should do it low-key sooner than later.
Yeah, well, she has a very like specific demographic too.
Yeah,
like hood rats fuck with that shit.
But what you don't know is it's the white bitch that goes to fucking University of Kentucky that likes Sexy Red and Ice Spice just as much as the hood bitches.
Yeah. But I mean, when you get somebody like that that's kind of like representing a group that's not really represented that much, I mean, there's some sustainability in that for sure.
Like that's one thing, motherfuckers. I do see. You could tell like Sexy Red, the industry ain't straight got her yet. She's still herself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Shit. So
a lot of it now is just personality. Like you don't even have to be, and you see it everywhere. You don't have to be a great rapper. Like if you can go viral and say controversial shit and just be a character, like you can make.
I'm not even gonna say like Sexy Red's a bad rapper though.
No, she's not.
I feel like Sexy Red knows exactly what to say to get a reaction out of motherfuckers.
Ice Spice isn't a bad rapper either.
Ice Spice, she has her own style. Bro.
Yeah, well, she's got.
It's like a mixture of like that ratchet shit and UK drill. Yeah. Not UK, but New York drill rap.
And that's like the thing you were mentioning about like not having, multiple albums. That's kind of a theme amongst the New York drill scene in general. Like a lot of these guys, like, I mean, a lot of them are going to jail, but like you don't see a lot of them.
Free K-Flock.
You don't really see a lot of them like stay relevant for super long. Lil TJ's still doing it, but he makes a lot of different types of music too.
Yeah, but it's like shit. Lil TJ dropped the album right fucking now. Do you think he's gonna do what it's supposed to?
He dropped one recently. It did pretty well.
I didn't fucking listen to it.
Yeah, he's got a song.
I disrespect
with
Lil TJ. I'm pretty like dudes. Lil TJ just doesn't make like you feel me. He's hard, but he just like I don't know, bro. I just don't really listen to Lil TJ.
Yeah, most of his stuff isn't really my vibe either. He has this one song with 504 that I like a lot.
I like 504 because he just seems like a real cool nigga, bro.
Yeah. Who's the fucking? You remember CJ, the guy that made Hoopty?
Yeah, the Fake Blood.
Yeah, the Fake Blood. Who was the guy that remixed that song talking shit on him?
I don't know.
I think it was some New York GD or something. I forget his name, but
that's a big thing nowadays to where you'll get like 8 different niggas making a fucking song on the same goddamn beat, bro.
Well, it's like if you use BeatStars.
But it's not even like, bro, these be fucking, like that Whoopty fucking song got remixed by like the Ops, his home. Like that shit got remixed by fucking everybody, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be some beats that just be like, damn, I thought this was so-and-so beat. I guess, I don't know how that shit works.
I don't know how that shit works because you can like... There is fair use with copyright to where you can. I think remixes are included in that, but you can't make any money off of it.
Change the beat to where it's It sounds like the beat, but you changed it enough to where you can't get sued.
Yeah, that could be that happens a lot with sampling, but even samples, they can, if you don't clear a sample, they can sue you for it.
I remember Kanye, they used to get on Kanye's ass because all he would do was make sample beats and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I don't know how that works either.
Probably do nowadays. It's like say you do a song with me. If I don't clear up my verse, you can't drop the song. So a lot of that shit is based off clearance. Like supposedly that's why I have a lot of like Young Boy and like Playboy Cardi songs haven't came out just because they won't clear them. Type shit.
Yeah. There are artists like Mac had fucking thousands of songs.
Hell yeah,
just never released.
Yeah, Mac could probably drop an album right now.
Yeah, well, he's dropped like 2 since he died.
I seen he dropped that one, and that did great numbers.
Did numbers,
but that just comes with the whole that the artist is more valuable dead. Than alive time.
Yeah, for sure. And
it's crazy to say, and that's one thing I've always been big on, just giving people their flowers while they're here. Like it's just crazy how as soon as somebody dies, like. For instance, when Michael Jackson died, bro, that shit was like everybody, whether you like the man or you don't, you remember where you were at when you heard Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
And you remember where you were at when you heard Michael Jackson fucking died.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I do died, too, both of those.
That shit fucking like crashed fucking Google or some shit. Kobe, bro, that shit was crazy, bro.
That shit was just so that like shit don't out even of nowhere.
Seem real, bro. I literally remember like I was in fucking Red Robin's, bro. And I had ordered some food, bro. I was with one of my homeboys type shit, bro. And you know, they got this shit on sports, bro. And out of nowhere, it just flashed across the screen. Kobe Bryant, 1978 to 2020. I get up, you know me. If you know me, I'll be, I be doing the most sometimes. I get up in the motherfucking Red Robins, I just scream. I'm like, bro, did y'all just see that shit? And then one white dude, he was like, yeah, bro, I just saw that shit. But another dude was like, nah, he said, like, what happened? I was like, bro, I said that shit just said Kobe Bryant fucking died, bro. And then it was crazy, bro, because I seen this, like, older black guy, bro. He had to be in at least his 50s, bro. When I say this man got up and walked out the fucking Red Robins and was literally crying in his wife's arms because Kobe Bryant died, bro. I was like, bro, that shit was crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, shit, I cried when Kobe died, shit.
Yeah,
bro.
No, that was
some shit nobody was ready for. And then it just happened to be in one of the most horrific ways possible.
With his daughter, too.
With his fucking daughter, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. To the point to where that shit don't even seem real. Like, sometimes I just be like, bro, Kobe Bryant is dead, bro. Like,
well, it is. It's so strange.
And then it's like, bro, with the whole
strange
cartoons, like, it's like,
the cartoon where he died in a helicopter crash.
Bro, like, that shit was so weird. Like,
yeah, man,
that's not a coincidence to me, bro.
Yeah, it's very fucking very suspicious for sure,
bro. They have been saying, but that's what I'm saying. That had been like an ongoing joke for years that Kobe was gonna die in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
And he dies in a fucking helicopter crash, bro. But I'm like, bro, did Kobe die because he had too much fucking money, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying. You're in LA, bro, and you're taking a fucking helicopter just to get around fucking LA, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have too much money? Was Kobe the reason for his downfall? Was he too rich, bro?
Well, LA traffic is a bitch.
That's one thing, bro. And that's one. But I ain't gonna lie though. I'm not, you feel me? Kobe's an athlete, so you know me. If I have a driver, bro, I'm chilling, bro. Give me some weed, and if I'm of a certain stature, I probably have like a TV or some shit in my fucking Sprinter van. So yeah, I'm chilling. Like,
yeah, you got like a Sprinter van or a Maybach.
People have obligations to be places at certain times and shit. But it was just like, man, Kobe, bro, like, it's like if you would have just drove or maybe left earlier, bro, you would have still been there.
Helicopters are notoriously dangerous,
and that's one thing, bro. It's like, over there at the riverfront, they give the look. That's why, like, I'm not gonna say Kobe's the reason, but I've just never wanted to get in a helicopter.
I wasn't.
The propellers scare the fuck out of me. I've seen videos of people being decapitated by those fucking propellers type shit. And that's like the thing is, like, you don't realize you're too close to the propellers till it's too fucking late.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a fucking optical illusion because they're spinning so fast. You don't realize how fucking fast. I mean, you realize how fast they're spinning, but you don't realize how fucking close you are to it just because it's so much gusto. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just kind of like calculated type shit. And the next thing you know, you don't have a fucking head, bro. So it's like,
yeah, they're always like, they're very dangerous. If the pilot just takes their hands off the thing, it starts to.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
constantly
saying.
like.
It's not like a plane, bro. A plane is moving and it's going like this. That helicopter is like, it can move up and like. There's too many variables that can go wrong with this shit. When you're just going straight and something goes wrong, you know you can either land this motherfucker, or you get what I'm saying. A plane is kind of like, even though it's big, it's like a helicopter is just so. You could just fucking go out of control to where it's just over with. Like, that bitch could just literally just be going up and just fucking tweak and just get to doing all type of shit.
One engine, too.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If one engine goes out on a plane, it might be scary, but you feel me?
Unless it's a single engine plane, then you're fucked.
Hey, but what's that one fucking dude who landed the plane right in the fucking middle of the city in the river type shit?
Oh, fucking, I forget his name.
Bro, he's a legend, bro.
He's a legend. What happened was he took off, and then and apparently this is a problem. Apparently at airports they have people with like shotguns and sniper rifles that are killing pigeons.
I can see that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see birds being a fucking problem, but my thing is, who would think birds would be fucking 30,000 feet in the fucking air as well?
Well, they weren't. He was taking off from JFK, so he was ascending, and then on the way up,
a bird
in his flight path, like a flock of birds. All of it. He was in a 737, I think, two engine, yeah, and both engines just fucking went out. So he hit like a whole fucking heap of birds, and turned around and landed that bitch in the Hudson. That guy was a fucking hero.
You have to be, what they say, tuned into your inner star fucking player, bro, to do some shit like that.
You gotta
like, bro, it's a lot of people who would have been put in that situation and just panicked their ass off, bro. Both of my engines are fucking gone, bro. We're finna fucking crash. This nigga landed this bitch in the middle of the Hudson River. Mind you, the point where he landed was in the middle of the fucking city, bro.
Yeah.
He had to duck fucking buildings and all type of shit. Landed this bitch smooth as possible. The smoothest you could probably even land this fucking plane.
Yeah.
In the middle of the city, bro. Like, he did that shit, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, if I was him, I probably would have retired that day. If he didn't. He probably might still be flying planes, but I would have retired that fucking day.
Yeah, that would have been
check.
like, I don't need to fucking. That's a
cut a fucking check.
It's like a sign from the universe.
I'm signing my movie deal right now.
Yeah, for real. They do need to make a movie about.
No, I was watching this fucking movie about this fucking rugby team that was on a plane that fucking crashed in like the middle of the fucking mountains, and they survived by like eating the dead people type shit. But it was like only like fucking like. It might have been hella people on this plane, but like at least like 13, 14 of them fucking died. Like some died on like the impact, and then some just died because of their injuries, and then some just died because it was just cold as fuck. Like,
you ever heard of the USS Indianapolis?
Oh, what's that?
It was I think it might have been a merchant. No, it was a Navy ship. It was a Navy ship that sunk. I don't know if it was pre or post World War II. It doesn't really fucking matter, but it sunk. And wherever it sunk was like shark infested. So you had like 200 fucking seamen as they call them. 200 seamen just waddling around in the middle of the ocean because this ship sunk. And they're there for like 2 days. Some of them got life preservers.
I feel like this was a movie, wasn't it?
I don't know if I could see him making a movie out of it, but it actually happened too.
Yeah.
And like, so as some of the guys were waiting, they would feel like a shark brush up against their foot, and they just kick that bitch. It's pitch black outside and dead quiet. You're in the middle of the ocean, but every now and then you just hear some guy scream because he was being eaten by a shark.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and apparently some guys went like delusional, started trying to kill other dudes and eat them and shit.
That's fucked up.
There's a few stories like when
you would think so. It's probably the one guy that find the only remaining gun out there. Now he's tripping with it and shit.
Yeah. There's a few the Dahmer parties, another one of those where people were like eating their kids. It was they got stuck on the Oregon Trail, and they read this. There was this huckster, this fucking like con man, who made a book telling people a quicker way to get out west.
But it wasn't really a quicker way.
No. And he'd never done it himself, first of all, but he didn't mention how dangerous it was. So all these people were like, well, fuck, we're late. They were leaving late. There's a certain time in the year, if you don't leave by then, you just got to wait another year because you're fucked if you get stuck out there in the winter. And they got caught in, I forget the name of the passage, but they got caught somewhere in Idaho, I think, and up in the mountains, freezing fucking cold, and they just had to survive a whole winter there. And there was no food. People were like, they were like drawing straws to see who they would eat next.
That shit's horrible.
Yeah,
it's kind of like you know how people fucking try to climb Mount Everest and shit, but I'm not doing anything where there's fucking dead bodies that mark the way to go up.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm not doing that, bro. That's a sign right there. These people are literally using dead bodies as markers, and the dead bodies are only up here because it's so fucking dangerous to try to. And that's the thing about Mount Everest. Even if you go up that motherfucker, you got to come down that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that's when a lot of the people actually die trying to make it down that bitch, bro.
There's a lot of people doing that now too. I saw a picture of it recently where it's just
like maybe with the technology or something, it might. But that's what I'm saying. But nobody's fucking coming to get you though.
Yeah, no, you're still people
Nobody's
are still
coming to get you,
yeah,
bro.
people still die up there every year, but I saw a picture and there's a line at the summit now. So basically like there's so many people doing it that there's a line, like they fucking just opened a new coffee shop or something. A bunch of white bitches just
waiting to die.
Just waiting to die. And there's a line for the summit, so you get to like go up to the summit, like take a picture, stay up there for like 30 seconds, and then you got to come back down. And it's like the whole thing.
Wait, so it takes you all the way to the top?
Yeah, it takes you all the way to the top, but once you get to a top, there are so many groups there that you have to wait in line to actually step on the summit.
Type shit. Waiting in the fucking cold, high altitude, can barely fucking breathe just to be up there 30 seconds.
Yeah, dude, you ever been on top of a mountain?
Hell no, bro.
Shit is
I just know from being through like fucking like Colorado,
yeah,
that fucking shit feels just to be like above sea level, and how the fucking like the air gets thinner and shit.
I went up, drove up Pikes Peak, just 14,000 feet. I think it's the second tallest on the continental U.S. And it's crazy, like, when you get up there, bro, because the air in Colorado is thin as hell anyway. Yeah. Like, you notice it when you get there. But, like, when you're on top of
it's thin, like, to the point where you feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah, you can't, like, you got to, like, walk slow.
Type shit.
It's weird, man. It's fucking weird. They're selling flavored air up there for, like, $10 a hit.
Damn near need it.
Yeah, damn near. You ever listen to black box recordings?
What the fuck is that, Drew?
So there's this little box that they
put. Is that the box they talk to with like dead people and it says shit back to them?
Nah. Black box is a recording device that they put in airplanes. It's damn near indestructible. They use it. They have it in there to like investigate crashes, and it records the entire flight in the cockpit. So these black box recordings are all just like pilots
just talking,
and then like towards the end of the recording, or they're like trying to figure out a problem. It's like an ongoing thing, but like sometimes they'll just be talking or they'll be silent, and then out of nowhere they'll like blood curdling scream, and then it just goes silent.
That shit's awful.
Very morbid.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, when that plane goes down, there's not really too much shit you can do. They say sitting in the back of the plane is like the safest. I don't know if that's quite true or not, though. I mean, I can see if that bitch hit nose first, like the first people that they're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, how planes do crash, I probably do kind of, because they kind of like break, and then it's like the middle people is kind of like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like that back's kind of always intact type shit.
See, I'll show you this fucking video, and then we'll get out of here. There was a watching a video. There was a private jet that crashed in Florida on the highway.
Damn. That's crazy.
Recently. And it was fucking... Let me see.
Is it the actual video?
I think so.
I feel like I've seen this. It kind of looked like he was in fucking slow motion.
He was trying to land it.
He did put. I ain't gonna lie, it's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. If he would have got that bitch on the road and kind of just rolled it out without hitting on the car, he would have did that shit. But he hit the wall.
It's amazing that he didn't hit any other cars for real. Like, and 3 people survived that. They're walking out of the back of that shit.
What, 2 died though, didn't it?
Yeah. The pilots died, and then I think the passengers lived.
That's fucked up, bro. He almost did though. Almost only fucking counts in horseshoes though.
Yeah, private jets crash the most. Usually, like on a commercial flight, you're fine, but like the Marshall football team.
Yeah, I remember that.
Leonard Skinner,
they survived though, didn't they?
Some of the members did. Most of the band died though.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't know that. I remember the Marshall football team. They all died in that movie.
Yeah, they all died.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. They had to rebuild that. It's a great movie. They had to rebuild that shit from scratch.
Rebuild the team?
Yeah. Bring in a new coach. The
coach,
the
everybody.
athletic director was on the shit. All the assistants.
Damn.
Fucking equipment managers.
It's kind of like the rugby movie, except they didn't eat each other. But it's like shit. It's like, bro, at least we all went together type shit.
Yeah.
That's, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Being in the plane crash, bro, that last maybe 60 seconds of life, bro, I might, like, do you believe, like, the brain might have released, like, some DMT or some shit and took them out?
Definitely
like, bro,
possible.
Ain't no way you just really just hawk or just stared that fucking crash down. You tried to, I don't know, bro, but that shit sucks, bro. Just knowing, like, you're going down, ain't shit you can do.
Yeah, there's a good, like, it's like jumping off a building. There's a certain, like, amount of time when you know, like, this is about to be it.
Yeah.
I think with a plane crash, you have a little bit more hope, though. Like the jumpers on 9/11.
You might survive the plane crash.
Yeah.
I remember, like, going back to the plane ride from hell, they was talking about somehow, like, Kurt Hennig and Brock Lesnar were fucking 2 6'4" grown-ass men wrestling, and, like, Brock had picked Kurt up and slammed him against the emergency door, and everybody just, like, damn near shit on themselves, not knowing that the door wouldn't even open just because of the altitude. But I could just imagine everybody just like, oh shit, like, if they would have just went through that fucking door, it would have been over. But the whole time, it's too much pressure to even fucking open the door at the altitude.
Did you see that window that busted out on a plane recently?
I did see that, which is kind of weird. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe that shit busted just because of the pressure put on it from the outside.
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't, because I feel like plane windows, when they make them, it's just not like a standard window. It's like a window.
They're engineered specifically not to break.
They're a thick ass layer of some shit. Yeah, so to definitely be able to sustain the altitude or some shit. But I ain't gonna lie, if I was on that fucking plane, that's a lawsuit. I don't give a fuck if I didn't get hurt. I'm suing the fuck out of y'all, bro.
Yeah.
I just almost fucking died or some shit, bro.
I would have probably ran to the bathroom and locked myself in there immediately.
That's the worst place I would want to be in a plane crash, bro.
Well, I wouldn't be thinking the plane was going to crash, though, because the cockpit's sealed, so the pilots are still going to be able to get that bitch down. Because it's not like the whole like thing with the window being open is that the air is like sucking people out of it, which didn't happen in this case. I guess
it happened at the fucking rugby, dude. Some dude was standing straight up and just, when that bitch hit, he just kind of got through out the back of the fucking plane.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. That'd be a hell of a way to go. Just get sucked out of a plane. It's like being in space. It's a fucking vacuum.
Man, space is scary as fuck, bro.
No, space is nuts. That's the thing that fascinates me
so fucking scary, bro.
The most about it, I think, is that it's a vacuum. It's just like,
bro, you literally freeze to death out there and suffocate, bro.
Yeah. But I think before any of that, your head explodes if you're not in a pressurized suit.
Probably, bro. But just imagine, like, if you were an astronaut and you fucked up. Do you think they faked the moon landing?
I don't
know, bro. That shit doesn't seem quite convincing, bro. Just for the simple fact that I saw a picture of the footprint and I saw the bottom of the spacesuit. That's not the same footprint, bro. You know how the spacesuits, they're way bigger, their boots, and they're kind of like rigid at the bottom.
Yeah.
This was a normal fucking footprint. So I'm like, he either stepped out of his suit and stepped on this fucking... Because that's not
he definitely didn't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, so... And then there was just like a bunch of shit when they were like pointing out how like the flag wasn't moving or some shit.
Yeah.
or some weird shit. I don't know, like if there's like
Or
wind in space.
I think it was that the flag was moving.
It was something like that, bro.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was like you could see the shadow, because of the fucking sun reflecting, because that's the only source of light.
Yeah.
In space type shit.
I've heard. I don't really know enough about the science.
That's when I was like, bro, I don't either. It's just like, bro. It's like when you think about it, there's a whole fucking side of the moon we don't see.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, what's
like negative 800 degrees on that bitch?
What the fuck's on the other side of the moon, bro?
Yeah, there's a lot of theories as to that. I saw this one movie. It was a fucking crazy movie where like the moon was an alien fucking spaceship.
You never know.
It could be. It could be.
You never know, bro. Nowadays, bro, I'm supposed to believe that our government's fucking a reptilian and that we've been cahoots with aliens for like the last fucking 50 fucking 100 years or some shit. Who knows, bro? Who fucking knows, bro?
I definitely think aliens have contact with certain people in the government. I definitely think, because a lot of really like reputable government people have came out and said that.
But it's like, what are they saying? What do they want, bro? Or is it really just all about technology?
Well, I think there's apparently like 7 different species of them.
I heard the Greys and some shit.
Yeah,
like
and they all have like different intentions. That shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about that shit.
Did you hear about the shit that happened in fucking Miami when they said they saw like a 12-foot demon or some shit? And a whole fucking police squad came out or some shit.
Yeah, and they like tried to like say it was a fight in the mall.
Bullshit.
That was. I feel
like they confiscated everybody who supposed like. They probably took everybody's phones or some shit from that day or some shit. They said people recorded it. So I don't know, but I would have loved to have been there to see what the fuck was going on.
There's this fascinating documentary. Let me find it about a alien that crashed in Brazil, and it's like so many people saw this fucking thing. Varginha UFO incident. Almost sounds like vagina. That's funny.
You said it happened in Brazil, so like, what ended up happening?
I'll send it to you on fucking Instagram when I find it.
Yeah.
But so basically, there was like a plane crash in this courtyard in the middle of some small Brazilian village, and the courtyard was outside of a school, I believe. Or no. What happened was the plane crashed somewhere else outside of a school, or the UFO crashed outside of a school, and then the alien just like dipped out of that bitch, and then he was injured, so he ended up like getting stuck in this courtyard, and there was all these people at the school that saw the fucking crash, and then all these people in the town that saw the alien, but specifically these 2 little girls who were just out playing at the time, and they walk in the courtyard and they see this fucking like black thing like sitting there just like fucking, holding his knees basically on the ground like he was hurting or something. And apparently the smell was like horrific.
I bet.
And then the thing looked at him and then just dipped off. So the Brazilian government, some like section of the Brazilian military like came into town quick as hell. And apparently they got the thing, questioned the girls, questioned the people at the school. Then the Americans came. We came down there because the Brazilian government had notified us. They were like, yo,
like, come look at this.
Yeah, come look at this shit. So we come down there and it's like some Men in Black type shit, some like, we're like questioning the fucking little girls and we're kind of grilling everybody. And we take the alien back to America, I guess. But the real like convincing thing, the whole documentary is really like convincing because there's just so many people telling the exact same story.
This shit.
But the thing was like, everybody at the hospital and the doctor specifically who was doing the like analysis on him were like, yo, this fucking thing was an alien, bro. And like government officials were like, yo, this thing was a fucking alien, bro.
Bro, I just literally did a fucking analysis on a real alien type shit.
Mm-hmm. And like the whole they had to close the hospital for like 2 days because it fucking smelled so bad. Like the smell of the alien was so strong. It was like made out of this entirely different chemical composition.
Probably like some sulfur or some shit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll have to find that and send it to you. It's fucking crazy, fascinating.
But I just realized, what if aliens do smell weird? Like that's probably definitely
They probably fucking do. Like the thing, like the thing that always gets me is, they say these planets have to be in certain habitable zones, these Goldilocks zones where they can have water and oxygen and all that shit. But like, just look at the amount of diversity of life on Earth. Like, how do we know that there aren't creatures out there, intelligent life that breathes in fucking sulfur?
You don't. It's just based off. The thing about that is just like I feel like they compare every fucking living human thing to humans.
Well, I mean, I get it's our only reference.
Yeah. So it's like we're made of fucking 95% water.
Yeah.
So we need water to fucking sustain.
And so does everything else on the fucking planet.
But it's just like, for example, like camels, bro, they get their fix and can go like weeks or some shit without fucking water. So I would think, I don't know. I would just know like if you're living on Mars, bro, it's a fucking it fucking rains acid. So you have to be equipped to deal with some whole other shit. It would what isn't one of those fucking planets made of like completely gas or some shit? One of them.
The whole Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Pronounced Uranus. That's so fucking stupid. It's Uranus because it's funnier.
Yeah.
Neptune. They're all made out of gas.
So those aren't physically solid planets.
No.
Those are just a bunch of gas.
Yeah.
Shit. That's so weird to me though.
Yeah, it's strange how that works.
What the fuck is Saturn's rings made out of?
Like
more gas,
comets, and broken up meteors,
and metals and shit.
Yeah, metals.
But that's one thing. Like
all of the moons around Saturn are solid as fuck.
Yeah.
So what happens is over fucking millions and billions of years.
Did you hear about like the little planet they found that was like a mini Earth or some shit?
I think they found a few of them.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Earth-like planets.
Type shit.
Yeah.
What if I don't know, bro.
Earth used to have rings too.
Like, bro, and the real fucked up thing about this shit, bro, it gets really crazy. It's like, bro, we're literally living in like a strip of stars in the middle of a Milky Way that's surrounded by another fucking galaxy that's in another galaxy that's in another galaxy that's in another galaxy that's in another galaxy, bro. Like, there's like 5 galaxies that's fucking like, watching like shit like Invincible, you realize like motherfuckers are traveling through galaxies and shit. There's like fucking 10 galaxies that you go through before you even get the fucking Earth. It's like we're in the fucking Milky Way, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like a galaxy outside that shit.
The Milky Way is its own galaxy, so it's not a part of another galaxy.
But that's my take on it. I feel like the Milky Way is a galaxy within a galaxy within a galaxy.
It could be.
Because I feel like that's all that it is type shit. It's like a little thing worth the they got it like, if you see the map how it's kind of like you see with the little spinny thing, and then we're kind of like in the middle of it and shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like once you go out, you can see the Milky Way, but it's still space. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's still space. It's like, it's weird, bro. It's like when you look into a mirror, and then it's like extra mirrors, and then it's like you looking into a mirror, looking into a mirror, looking into a mirror.
Yeah.
It's like that type of shit, bro. Like, that shit's weird as fuck.
Well, there's no up, down, right, left, north, south, east, west. It's just
that.
Yeah, it's
I feel
just
like once
all
you get so far,
you.
but I feel like if you could keep track of your direction, it still makes sense. Like,
yeah. Well, there would be you would pick a point in the sky and just head towards that way, and you could still navigate it, but it's like,
bro, you know what's crazy though? I was watching this documentary on the Unabomber, and supposedly like he had like 165 IQ. Like, dude was like a fucking genius.
He was a genius.
Shit. And he was like, he had written like this mathematical code that one of the fucking like people at his school was like, he would only bet like 12 people in America could fucking really understand this and actually appreciate it. But basically what he was saying, it was like, I'm not gonna say I understand it, but what I got from it, it was just like, a plane is basically equal to another plane. It was some shit to basically how I was trying to tell you, like, a plane is not it's like plane meaning like time and space doesn't exist without one, but one, it's some weird shit like that. It's like one doesn't exist without the other, but they're all forever existing type shit.
Yeah,
some shit like, it's some weird shit like that. Like,
well, time needs gravity to exist
type shit.
So when you go to,
you think that's true though?
Yeah, I think that's
though. When I think about time, I feel like time is nothing but just an illusion though. Time is man-made. Like, before motherfuckers, the only thing that's definite about time, like, yeah, I might look at this computer and it might say it's 10:27, but that's some shit that motherfuckers made to keep track of some shit. At the end of the day, it's really just like day and night.
Yeah, well,
Numbers don't really fucking matter.
it's the sense of continuity.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you know, we put numbers on time and shit, but it's the sense of continuity and past, future, and present
Type shit.
So like that, like, seems linear, but when you go to a giant planet, when, like, if the sun were to fucking, you know, be habitable and we went to the sun, but it still had the same mass that it does now, a year on the sun would be like 30 something years on Earth.
And that's so fucking weird.
Yeah,
bro.
on some, like, Interstellar did a good job.
But like you said, it's like linear, but it's like, it's kind of like the whole, you have a fucking, like the, what's it called? The fucking, it's like you have another you doing something else in the
the infinite.
Yeah, type shit. Like, but like you said, it's linear, but it's still like that straight line, but it's still a bunch of shit going on in the midst of all that other shit.
Well,
the same too, though. Like
when we look up in the sky, we're looking millions of years into the past.
Yeah, they say like the stars have already died or some shit like that.
Because that's how long it takes the fucking light to get here. So like, if you were
crazy.
If you were 1,000 light years away from Earth and you had a telescope that could see Earth, you could look to Earth and see Vikings fucking people up on this bitch.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
Is that truth or fact? I mean, is that myth or truth?
I believe that's true.
Wait, so you say if I had a fucking, if I was,
I think if you had a telescope, it would still be the same thing because a telescope is just amplifying the image, but the
so
image
how would
is
I
still
see Vikings though? That's what I'm saying.
Well, because you'd be looking.
What am I looking at? Earth?
Yeah, if you were looking at Earth from 1,000 light years away right now, you would see Earth 1,000 years ago.
So it's like the past, present, and now it's all occurring at the same time, basically.
Yeah, it gets really fucking trippy. Like
so it's like how the fuck? So that's what I'm saying. Like, if time travel is ever invented, am I ever going to be able to go back and actually be that age again, or am I going to just be like an older me going back in time type shit?
I don't know,
because that's one thing. It's like, yeah, it's like if you can go back and meet yourself and some shit, that's cool. But it's like I actually want to go back and relive this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I want to go back to being. But I ain't gonna lie, they say when you die, like your life flashes before your eyes. Who knows, bro? What if we're all fucking hooked up to a fucking generator right now, and as soon as we fucking die, somebody was like, all right, you completed the test type shit or some shit like that, bro. Who knows?
That's
bro?
The simulation theory is a big one. I went and saw it. You know who Duncan Trussell is?
No.
You ever watch The Midnight Gospel?
Yes.
He's the guy that made that. Yeah. He's the guy that like voices the main character.
His little fake vagina type.
Yeah. He's a comedian. And his comedy is a lot like The Midnight Gospel, just like really trippy.
Yeah,
shit.
That's where I learned about the whole fucking funeral business from watching The Midnight Gospel. Mm-hmm. They would follow around the wars.
Yeah, funeral business is fucked.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro.
But I went and saw him live 2 days ago, and he was talking about the simulation theory. But like, there is like a chance because it might happen on Earth, bro. The way AI and VR is going right now, like we might get to a point where it's indistinguishable from reality, and we're able to plug our brain into a thing, and then it like temporarily wipes our memory while we just live another life.
But it's still like at the end of the day, you're still just plugged up to a machine.
Yeah, you're still just plugged up to a machine, and if say we are some alien creature plugged up to a machine and this is all just a video game or a simulation, then what the fuck is that alien creature?
They probably know what the fuck is going on for real.
Yeah.
Who knows, bro?
Shit gets crazy, bro, when you start talking about like quantum physics and the fucking space-time continuum.
It's like I actually wish I was fucking smart enough to actually study that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like that would give you a better understanding of what's really fucking going on type shit. Without getting too religious about it. Because you're like, no, religion, that's cool, but it's just like at the end of the day, facts are facts, bro.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes, a lot of these historic events probably did happen. Or references or metaphors for something.
Yeah, I think religion is people trying to explain something that they don't They
can't explain type shit.
Yeah, it's like trying to personify a fucking dog's behavior or something.
Type shit.
You know, the dog barks,
Yeah.
and you're like, he's thinking this right now, but really, it's like the dog.
You don't know what the fuck he's thinking.
Yeah, the dog doesn't. The dog thinks in like references and shit. It has like a way of thinking that we can't even fucking comprehend, and it's like that, but with some spiritual shit.
Yeah, this shit gets deep. Bro.
There's a theory that there's a book called The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross that theorizes that the entire what's it called? The fucking Old Sea Scripts, Old Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
which is like
the missing scrolls are supposedly or some shit, right?
Yeah, well, the oldest apparently that's the Dead Sea Scrolls. Apparently,
it's the oldest piece of literature that we have.
Yeah, and it's the first Bible reference. And there's a guy who's a linguist and a theologist who was studying to be a priest, and then he went to school for linguistics and theology. And through what he learned, he figured out like, oh, I don't believe in this shit anymore. He thinks it's all a metaphor for psychedelic drugs and fertility rituals. Like people would have these rituals where they would get women pregnant and they would be like on psychedelics and just tripping balls. And he thinks like the whole thing's a metaphor for that.
Who knows, bro? Psychedelics take you there.
Yeah, man. Psychedelics will fucking... I allegedly did some fucking Molly on Friday.
Yeah.
Which was...
Is Molly considered a psychedelic?
Yeah, it's a psychedelic. It's not like a...
Because I've never took a Molly and just hallucinated.
Yeah, it's not really a hallucinogenic psychedelic. It's like an emotional...
Yeah, you're very emotional.
You do hallucinate like very subtly on it.
Yeah.
Shit kind of becomes more like dreamy and vibrant, but it's very even like more subtle than weed. It's more of like an emotional, intellectual kind of psychedelic, but it is classified as an hallucinogen and an amphetamine, and it's so crazy how that just like rush of serotonin makes you feel, bro. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And if you're stressed out, it'll give you this chemical going into your brain at a certain rate will give you this whole different perception of some of the things that you're going through.
Yeah.
And like
shrooms just make you cry.
Shrooms don't make me cry. Acid has made me cry a few times.
Make me cry.
Yeah, I've had a few like hour-long deep fucking sobbing cries on acid, but I have so much fun on shrooms.
Yeah. It's the reverse for me. I have so much fun on acid, and the shrooms is just like it just puts you in reality sometimes, bro.
Yeah, I usually have fun on acid, but I get fucking I've had one bad trip on shrooms, and I've had probably about 10 on acid.
Shrooms are gross as fuck though.
Yeah, they don't taste great.
I know some guys that used to put them on like fucking cheeseburgers and shit.
Pizza and fucking yeah. I just eat them fucking straight.
My best, like I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fruit roll up type guy.
That's a good way to do it.
It's still gross as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
the chocolates are gross. There's no way to get around it. But I don't know. I think after you do it a while, it just fuck it. I got to do this.
Just microdose or some shit.
I'm about to start growing them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like when you grow them, they're the most potent.
Yeah. Well, you know where you're getting the genetics from. It's just like a whole process. But yeah, you know where you're getting the genetics.
My homie, I had a friend who grew some shrooms, and I took some one day, and that might have been like the highest I've ever been on shrooms. Like I kept walking around with shades on because I didn't want people to see my eyes because they were like bugged the fuck out of my fucking head. Like shit was crazy. Yeah,
highest I've ever been was on shrooms.
The world had a green tint to it type shit.
It was literally like I've had a couple ego deaths on shrooms where like I lose my sense of self. It's very hard to explain.
Kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's like when I be on acid and shrooms, it's like I can hear myself just booting up. It's like something in me that's just going.
Yeah.
Like that shit's weird, bro.
Yeah.
I hear it. Like I literally hear it. It's like I just.
It's almost like your consciousness is being like sucked into another dimension. That's what like I've never blasted off on DMT. I did like one hit of DMT one time, and then I was like, well, I'm not ready for this. And but
you weren't ready. Like what was that like?
It just one hit.
They said it's like almost an out of body experience.
Well, eventually, if you do enough, it is. Like you fucking dissolve into this ether, and I've only heard it explained to me.
What if that's really like how because they say DMT is the chemical released in your brain before you die, supposedly.
Yeah.
So what if it's basically just like death? Like,
there's a theory that it's a chemical gateway into something that ascends whatever dimension.
I feel like you would
now.
never know. It's like the body is crazy. It's like for everything that could possibly happen to the body, it has like some type of reaction to it. So what if it is like, okay, this is when you're finna die. So it like puts you in like sometimes I heard it's called like a loop or some shit, or it just sends you to a different place. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is just like the mind's last trick it does to you to make everything okay or something. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. It could be any of those things. But I believe there's fucking like 12 dimensions now they've proven somehow. I don't know how the fuck they proved that, but they've proven that there's quite a few dimensions and we can only see in 3 of them. So like there are theories that there's like interdimensional beings that are just flying around this room right now that are like coexisting with us.
I feel like that's low-key kind of true.
Yeah, I feel like that could be true. I feel like that could definitely be
like
true.
Right here it's Drew and TG, but then in another dimension it's like Ted and Leroy over there sitting doing the same exact thing at the other end.
Yeah, doing a fucking podcast, having the same conversation.
Except he's black and I'm white.
Yeah, and they're in like 4 dimensions, fucking just like oddly shaped.
Weird, looking like fucking, like, you know how angels look?
Yeah.
But like probably looking like that type of shit. If I saw an angel that looked like that would scare the shit out of me, bro.
Yeah, I didn't learn that until I was like fucking 18.
Yeah.
Because
I think angels are just like pretty people with wings. Fuck no, this shit looks like the goddamn demon from Demon Souls, the video game. This is a fucking eye with like 20 wings and
tentacles.
Yeah, like, bro, what the fuck are you, bro? I'm an angel. Fuck no.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't believe him.
You are the devil.
I guess God made him that way to scare demons.
Who knows? Probably to scare your ass into doing what the fuck you supposed to do.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Who knows, bro? What if God looks like that too? Because nobody, I ain't gonna lie, people depict God as like a white man with a great beard.
White man with a great beard.
Who knows what God looks like, bro?
It's probably just, I think the whole idea of God's just like this source energy. Because
Don't you think it's kind of crazy how like God and Santa Claus look like really like damn near twins, bro.
They do.
Like if you picture God, like damn, that's low-key how Santa. The only thing is different is the robes.
Yeah,
like Santa has a red and white robe, and like God is literally just like maybe not as fat as Santa, but literally has probably like the long gray beard, gray hair, and a fucking like white robe.
Yeah. It is a strange coincidence.
Like it's.
But it's really only like American culture that has that. Some Western cultures do. Other like white people in fucking Europe. And shit.
They all like Buddhist and shit like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to act like I'm an expert, but if you do your research, a lot of them do have a lot of the same type of preachings and cultures, and the beliefs kind of different in just like certain ways.
Even the stories, like the floods in almost every religion,
they're definitely identical.
Have you ever heard the Younger Dryas impact theory?
What's that?
Basically, it's a theory, and they found like a lot of evidence that proves this or supports it. I guess they haven't proved it, but it's a theory that around 12,000 years ago, we were technically in an ice age. Ice came down to like all the way down to like St. Louis, like the middle of fucking America.
Type shit.
And the theory is that there were, for thousands of years, developing civilizations that were highly advanced, like the civilizations that created the pyramids. Because we can't carbon date the pyramids. We can only carbon date biological material that's on or in the... Yeah. So we don't really know how old them bitches are.
Yeah, I was just reading some shit. There was like 300 years or some shit of like Earth history that's just like completely lost. Like we don't know what the fuck happened for like 300 years.
More, I mean, all the way up until 10,000 years ago, we don't have shit.
Yeah.
We don't have shit. Bro, we have
crazy.
A few fossils. And
what if like all that shit was like lost on purpose?
Well, they burned the fucking Library of Alexandria. And
I know you've seen that one video when it was like, our history is not what we think it is type shit, and they went and like told us like we used to be like giants and we used to have like different levels of consciousness to where we could like talk telepathically and shit.
Yeah, I've heard
to
that
be like
one.
1,000 years old or something.
Yeah,
but it was just like I don't know, bro. Who knows? But They do say the mind is a powerful thing, bro, and who knows? Maybe once upon a time we could talk telepathically, and we could live to be fucking hundreds of years of old, and just over generations we just lost that ability.
Yeah, I mean, all the people in the Bible lived to be like 1,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I also imagine like people fucking didn't know how to tell time back then very well. Keep track of shit. But anyway, the theory is that 12,000 years ago there was a comet that broke up, and this still we go through this little stretch every year where pieces of this broken up comet are still in space, and they never hit us, or they haven't hit us in a long time. But the theory is that all over the world, once this comet broke up, that pieces of it rained down on Earth, and there's evidence that the ice caps were melted almost like instantaneously. And like crazy flooding, a lot of those valleys and shit in Oregon and the Pacific Northwest were allegedly carved by this shit. But the theory is that like there are some people who think the pyramids are about 30,000 years old, and that whatever we were before this, we were highly advanced and just some kind of different technological pathway than we are now. Like
I've heard that for sure. It's just crazy just because of the precision of those fucking pyramids, bro. It's just like
we couldn't do it today.
The stones are fucked up because they're old, but it's like they're perfectly straight in each fucking direction, bro.
We couldn't do it today. We cannot rebuild those.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we couldn't do it today.
That's crazy. I would definitely think we could replicate with like a fucking like 10-foot 3D printer or some shit. Maybe have to be bigger than that.
I mean, maybe with a 3D printer we could build something like that, but we couldn't make them out of limestone. You know,
but I ain't gonna lie, shit. You know, I was told like basically like I guess limestone before it's hard, it's very like soft or some shit. And they said like the pyramids basically got built from like molds of limestone because it was easy to move.
I've seen that. Echo.
That's
Echo
where I got
showed
it
me.
from.
Yeah, Echo showed me a video where they were basically like they were pouring cement.
Yeah, on some shit.
I don't think that's real though.
Who knows?
I think they've somehow proved that they were like carved out of the quarry.
I mean, it's crazy though, because at the end of it's still like they made them, and then it's like there's shit on the inside of these fucking pyramids too. Like,
yeah,
there's tunnels, labyrinths, rooms. They keep finding random tunnels, like
weird shit that you can't even.
Yeah,
get to.
they find different rooms, tombs to this day, bro.
It's like, what the fuck is this for?
Like, who knows, bro? Probably grave robbers. I feel like those they made it like. It's probably like a labyrinth maze inside one of those pyramids, just like if you did try to rob it.
Yeah.
But what if the pyramids just like the tunnels are like forever changing or some shit like that?
Could be, man. It could be a lot of fucking.
Yeah, bro.
It's weird. It's fucking weird. I gotta get out of here though. I gotta fucking wake up in the morning.
All right. It was nice talking to you, Drew.
Yeah, man. Appreciate